Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher, and today we're going to take a look at the tangle Calyx, or Calyx, I'm not sure which way to pronounce it, by CZT Tomàs Padrós. This is a fairly recent release from tanglepatterns.com. Highly recommend you subscribe there if you have not yet. Okay, this is a neat one. I'm going to do one big one, and then we'll do it, and then we'll play with it a little bit. All right, so I love, because I would have probably done this myself too, that Tomàs first puts, he does, instead of doing this, the stroke that he has, which is really, it's kind of a tethered orb, and more on, well, you know, it probably better fits the definition than like the flux shape that we do. But we're going to start down here and come off a little bit and make your beginning of your orb. Now that I'm doing this really big, so I kind of need the moment to change. But I like that he does this half so you can see, oh, do this. And then we're kind of, you're going to either mirror it, or if you want to continue from here, I'm trying to do this so that you can see it. From here, and I'm trying to make it round-ish, and then coming back. It's like a giant thought bubble. Now, I will also tell you that this is surprisingly forgiving. Okay? All right. From here, and like I said, you could do that in one stroke. You could do it in two, whatever way you're comfortable. From here, leaving some room. And also, you do want to make this next step kind of wide. And honestly, it's just a C shape. Let's see, and I probably want to make it bigger than I think since I'm doing this whole thing big. So just a C shape. You could make it, you could put a little flare in there if you wanted to. Like that. And we'll make a meet. Then, and he does recommend, and it depends on how you like to, if you like to go towards you or away from you, when you draw up to you. But he had put, I think it was an arrow coming this way. So I'm going to do it that way on this side anyway. So coming up about here was, it's one of those doesn't matter. And it's just a C-shaped curve line like that. And like I said, I mean, you could come from here, and I'm finding it easier to do maybe one direction, and then the other. The other direction. I was trying to find a different way to say it. No, I'm just gonna say that. Okay. Then, from the center-ish of here, we're just gonna put a line. Like that. And then from here, so you do want a little bit of distance. We will see the difference here because we're going to essentially aura. Oh, you know what? I think it was this step that he had it coming this way with a little arrow. It was a tip that he put on his step out. And you can look there for yourself. It's in the description section of this video. And then here too, actually I'm going to do it this way so I can use the curve of my hand. And so going slow helps because we want to kind of get this in the middle. And this too, we're, leaving space as I did there. Like that. So it's like you're not quite coming to this, let me turn it here, to this point, leaving a gap there. Versus just worrying about leaving a gap between this line in here. But it's really between this line. That is it. Except for to do some shading. All right. And for some shading. There they are. I like what he did. And yeah, shaded this, I think that was all the way down, and kind of coloring under here. I mean, because, you know, Tomàs is one of those, is an artist. So you'll see this with people that understand how or I don't want to say understand, where the light source thing comes second nature. So with the shading, it's a thing that in Zentangle we don't generally worry about it. But, you know, I mean, if you don't have to even think about it, great, use it, because it makes for the shading to be even more amazing. But if you're like me and it's like, I understand, but at the same time, it kind of hurts my head to think about it a little bit. Don't worry about it. Just shade where you want to. See, because like you could have shaded on both, like either pick the tops or the bottom, something like that. It's one of those, I'm working to understand it, but it's nice to know, and this is why I say this. It's not necessary in Zentangle to understand that. So no pressure at all. And then I'm just going to do a little shading like this, kind of making a big C shape. Like that. Like I said, just interesting. Now, here's what's extra neat about this. And as Tomàs does, he puts in variations and other ideas. He mentions you could do this in an OG grid, which we did that a few weeks ago, which is, it's kind of like a continuous S shape, and then you mirror it and to make those interesting shapes. They kind of look, all of a sudden, maybe because it's October, I'm like, oh, they kind of look like continuous Christmas ornaments. Let me see. He also mentions you can use this as a fragment in a grid. Now, what I decided to do was not do a grid. And so I did this on the last step of my version of the step outs. Basically copying what Tomàs did here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 4 of them. And that way, if you missed a part, we'll hit it now. And completely eyeballing everything. I'm going to do 4 from each corner. And I'm going to have the little, the tethering part out here. And I'm going to aim for the center. We shall see. This one is for sure easier to do smaller. Because then it turned out so much more round. And then I look here, I'm going, well, that's going to be interesting to fit. You know, actually, I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to go north, south, and then we'll do the other 2. Because if nothing else, these 2 will be bigger, and then it'll look like I meant to do it that way. The only people that know that I didn't is us. So, shh, don't tell anyone. There. Yeah, so these ones I'll just make smaller. On my version of the step outs, I went in order, and I was nervous at the whole. I'm like, I don't know. Well, I think this is easier to do something like this and do that north, south, and then come and, do the other sides afterwards. Another thing I noticed, I'm bringing mine more to a point, I think, than, Tomàs seems to have, well, maybe not. I'm looking back to see. Yeah. Oh, and he also shows it just in an orb setting. So instead of, adding this tip, which you could, you could always add that darker later, but, so you can do it just in a straight orb. Okie doke. Then let's do this. And I'm going to just do it this way. I think. I say that with hesitation. One thing I've noticed also is if you can think of that you're making a bigger orb here. I know on some of mine, I'm having a tendency to like scoop this up a little bit here, and you don't want to do that. So if I can kind of make it like an orb, so thinking hollabow here. I think I bent the nib on this pen. I can feel it moving. And it's a little bit thicker than normal, it seems like. Okay, next. I was just, you know, we love Tomàs Padrós and his tangles. But some of them are rather a challenge. And so this one, it looked like, I'm like, oh my, but it was so beautiful, as you know, all of his are. And so I was just like, oh, you know, let's just see. And I am just surprised, pleasantly surprised. It's not really as hard as I was thinking it was going to be. We like those. And, you know, and as I'm putting them together, it's just really, really, really neat. Okay, last one. You know, and of course, you know, play with the, you know, things like, you know, this part here, these, what do we call that? That might be like it's a kind of a half seed shape. All right. Like that. And honestly, without any shading, it's, you know, it still is very impressive, I think, without any shading. And I'm thinking I'm gonna fill in the gap. Yeah. That needed to happen. Okay. And we'll do the same kind of shading. It's just, I don't know. There's just something extra impressive about this. Oops. Flung my tortillon at myself. Okay. All right, while I shade, if you're enjoying this, and I hope you are, please click on the like button, if you don't mind. And if you liked it enough to see more and have not yet subscribed to the channel, would love it if you would become a subscriber. I mentioned the description section, so there you'll find links to the step outs. And then below them is my link tree, which houses all of the links that, you know, that I could ever want to share. To highlight a couple, if you are interested in tangling with me, I should have saved this for tangle time. Or a Tough Tangle Tuesday, and just surprised everyone, because, you know, the mere mention of Thomas's name, you know, somewhat strikes fear in the hearts, because we've done some of his tough ones. And like I said, this one is really, it's just so nice. But if you would love to come tangle with me and the rest of the Tangle addicts, and we would love to have you come and join us. So we do that on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Thursdays are free. It's called Tangle Time. And like I would take a tangle or two, and it's just, okay, everybody play. And, you can work on whatever you want with whatever you want, meaning, whatever tools, if you want to use color, if you don't want to use color, it doesn't matter. We're just there to have fun and explore tangles. And I mentioned Tough Tangle Tuesday. That's the other free one that I do. That one is on the third Tuesday of the month. All right. The rest of the ones on Tuesdays are, those ones have a fee, or as in like the first Tuesday of the month, that's exclusive for my subscription club members. And information for that is on the link tree as well. Just look at that. I don't even have to wait till tomorrow to go, oh my gosh, who did that? Have one of those kind of moments, which I have a lot. Wow. That's all I can say. Just wow. Really, really neat. But yeah, come and join us for classes. And then also, if you happen to be on Facebook, we have a private Facebook group. Come and join us there. Find that link. When you click it, answer the 4 questions. And then, as soon as I see it, we'll let you in. All right. Those are usually the things that I mention. I mean, it's self-explanatory on there. I just like to highlight some of those things that might just interest you. All right. I'm just wowing on this tangle. Really, really neat. And if you have, again, if you've enjoyed it, please click the like button. I thought I didn't say it before. No, I'm like, halfway through my saying it. I'm like, oh, no, I already said that. But good to say it again. Let's see. I had everything as I was doing the shading. Like I said, just enamored with this. Really, really pretty. So you could also, you could do these in a square grid if you wanted to. You'd have to, well, and if you fill in like I did here, then it would disguise that grid. So if that was something that, would work better, you could do that. Or like I said, in the OG grid, which you'll see that on Thomas's Step Out. And also you'll see some amazing samples. So do take a look. All right. So I've said everything, I think. Yeah. So with that, thank you so much for watching. And I wish you happy tangling.